Hello everyone, I have a handful of pickups from YesAsia that made their way over to me. Still waiting on one more release that was delayed, waiting for stock that is on its way, but that's a big box set, so that can be its own video. For now, I have 3 individual releases, ones I've been looking forward to grabbing. In particular, this one, because I've always wanted to see this, if it will actually focus on her face. It is the movie adaptation of Ocean, which I have some of the original series on Laserdisc in one of my favorite Laserdisc box sets. Fantastic series that was famous throughout the world. Never really had much of a following here in the US, but I mean all over the world, even in the Middle East, it was a show that was well known for quite a long time. And I've always wanted to check out this movie, more recent movie adaptation, just never had the chance. And this is the Hong Kong release of the movie, so it keeps the Japanese audio, and I think also has a Cantonese track. Yeah, it has an optional Cantonese audio track, but you know, of course, keep it in the Japanese. But it has traditional Chinese and English subtitles, so that's why I wanted to grab the Hong Kong version. Frequently, I will grab the Hong Kong release, or sometimes South Korean release of a Japanese film, because many times it'll include English subtitles. And if there's no compromises made to the release in any way, then compared to the Japanese version, just a standard release, then I'll definitely go with the more foreign version from, say, Hong Kong rather than the domestic Japanese copy for those subtitles. Let's very loosely here get into this release. And pretty, standard release, just the disc, no inner artwork or pamphlet or anything, but very happy to get this movie, and hopefully Amanda will watch this one with me. Very excited, because I've never seen this adaptation of that story, so I'm very excited to check that out. Next up, we have, if you've just been watching my other videos, a copy of Police Story again has popped up. This is the Fortune Star release from the Jackie Chan Legendary Collection. There's a little Police Story 1 up there, did Police Story 1, 2, and 3, and there's a bunch of other movies in this collection. But Police Story 1 is a movie that I wanted another Blu-ray release, different Blu-ray release than from the Criterion Collection, just because it is one of my absolute favorite Jackie Chan movies. It's my second favorite movie of his overall. And I wanted to check out, too, this different release and compare it and see, compared to the Criterion Collection version, which one do I like more or less. And this is pretty cool too, because aside from, once you include those other box sets that I picked up and that I've done some of the videos for, and there's still one I've left to go, I'm almost done with Jackie Chan on the Blu-ray format. I have just about every one of his releases that I want. Go ahead and open that up. Just a standard release here, a little bit of inner cover art. But very excited to check this out, and I definitely want to do kind of a comparison for myself between the two versions, because I love this movie so much. It's one I can watch over and over again over the years. It's one that just from randomly walking by in the room, Amanda has seen this entire movie without ever actually sitting and watching it, because I played it so much, and that theme song for this is just incredible. Brilliant movie, and happy to have this edition in the collection. And one that is a little more interesting, because it's a director who is highly praised among film critics, among classic film fans, but I feel like just does not really have much recognition in the US outside of that circle. And this is a movie that I've always been fond of, but have never owned a copy of, and it's a little bit harder to obtain over here. It's not one of the more well-known ones, but we have, from Ozu, we have Tokyo Twilight. And I really wanted to grab this edition because it is a beautifully remastered release, which also includes, you can see down here, English subtitles. So it makes it definitely the copy to obtain, because any other copy that I've seen with English subtitles just does not compare to what the previews looked like for this disc. So I'm very excited to check out and see you know, in real time, you know, face to face, if it is really that much better than the other copies I have seen over time. And it's just such an interesting film, a great director, and one who I think, aside from maybe like Tokyo Story, doesn't really get a whole lot of recognition, at least just from, you know, my personal experience. Let's cut the plastic a bit more off here. So, really thick plastic on here for some reason. Very thick. That's nice. And this is from a release line that has a whole bunch of his films put together, and just a little one-sided thing here. So those are my current pickups from YesAsia, and you have one more on the way, as I said, and that will complete what I used all that money from selling a whole bunch of manga. It's how I have some of these box sets and things that a lot of these I've been eyeing for a long time, been on my list for a long time, and I just never pulled the trigger because some of them are a little more expensive, but was able to just, you know, again, one of the best things about collecting and doing a lot of reselling and running into stuff that you can kind of maybe explore and then move on with is that you can really just use other things to find other things rather than spending money. Build the collection with other parts of the collection kind of thing. And really I'm very, very happy to be able to start getting some of these different releases and box sets that I've been eyeing for a while, and again getting closer and closer to completing a lot of these collection goals.